Hey guys, it's Frida, and today I want to start off a series that I think I really need to start. So I've said this before, but I get a lot of comments kind of asking me how I do a lot of things. Specifically, how I mix my audio, how I edit my videos, and the topic of today's video, how I learned Korean. And I think implicitly in that question, I think you guys are kind of asking how you, the commenters, can learn Korean as well. So I thought I would prepare today's video talking about some of the methods that I've used to learn Korean in the past 6 years, I guess, since it's been basically almost a 6-year journey. So I think there's a lot of resources that you can really tap into that are online, and I wanted to let you guys know about some of these resources that you can use. But also, I am currently attending Princeton University, and that is where I've started sort of formal lessons in Korean. So I want to talk about also the benefits of actually taking a class and how the internet resources and a formal class have their advantages and disadvantages, and sort of how to navigate both the internet resources and sort of in-person almost classes to get the best use out of all of them. So I talked about my background in the other video about Korean pronunciation, but I'll talk about it here a little bit more in depth as well. So I was born in Nepal and I moved to the States when I was 2.5. So I grew up learning 2 languages. So I think the 2 of them really did shape my neural connections. I'm a neuroscience major, so I'm just going to talk about this because I think it's really important. The languages that you grew up learning will definitely change or impact your neural development and sort of give you the advantages and disadvantages you might have learning specific languages based on how similar or different they are from the languages you grew up learning. So the languages that you guys speak at home are also going to change the way that your neural connections were formed and how you might navigate learning Korean or learning any other language. So I want you guys to keep that in mind. Not everybody is starting off on the same playing field. Some people might be speaking Japanese at home and that might give them an advantage, or they might only know English, and so they don't really have other similar sounds or stuff like that to sort of base the language off of. And I also took quite a few languages in school. I did 2 years of Spanish in middle school, 3 years of French in high school. I started Korean when I came to Princeton my freshman year, and it's been 1.5 years, 3 semesters. And this year, my sophomore year, I started Chinese, so I've had half a semester of Chinese. However, languages at Princeton are super intense. We go really quickly. So the pace that I learned Chinese and Korean at are way faster than what I learned Spanish and French in. So even though I took 3 years of French, I'm pretty sure my Chinese right now with 1 semester of Chinese is much better than my 3 years of French were. So a lot of you guys are probably watching dramas and K-pop. That's how I started as well. I've basically been exposed to Korean for about 6 years. I really started listening to K-pop and watching K-dramas when I was in 9th grade, I think. So for 4 years, I was kind of just listening and learning on my own. And I think that really helped to give me like the building blocks, the foundations in order to start learning grammar patterns and stuff like that. So I really think dramas are very important because they teach you sort of the vocabulary and the grammar patterns that you might use in regular conversation. It's hard to like flip through a dictionary and just pick out random words and know that they're useful in regular conversation. However, the words that are being used in dramas, are what normal Koreans are using in conversation. So I feel like you really will start learning the most common words. And then I think when you start taking classes, if you can, I think you're able to sort of use those building blocks and sort of put them together, know how to apply the grammar patterns, how to conjugate the verbs, where in the sentence a certain word might go, because the order is different from English. Formal lessons really helps you organize all of the things that you might have learned from dramas in a coherent manner, and also gives you an outlet to practice, because speaking obviously is a lot harder than it seems. At Princeton, my Korean schedule is pretty interesting. I have it every single day. I also have Chinese every single day. It's super intense. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday for Korean are drill days, and Tuesday, Thursday are lecture days. So drill is kind of an opportunity for you to learn how to make sentences. It's not just like the professor lecturing at you, here's how you make a sentence. It's actually, hey, here's a topic, why don't you discuss it with your classmates? It's such a different experience to sort of see something written and then actually have to form sentences in your head. It's so hard, and it's super critical if you actually want to be able to speak the language fluently. And the thing about formulating sentences is that usually if you're learning from online resources, that's not something that they're going to be able to teach you how to do or give you sort of an outlet to practice doing. So I also want to show you guys some of the resources that our professors have picked out for us to learn from. We have two things, a textbook and a workbook. The textbook looks like this, and it's called Clear Integrated Korean. This is level 2, intermediate 2, which is level 2, second semester. And the textbook looks like this on the inside. It's organized so that you have a vocabulary box, some narrations, and then the explanations for the grammar and sometimes cultural sections, and things like that. And then we also have our workbook. We have homework due Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Doesn't take too long, but it's good practice. And here is what our workbook looks like. Usually we get about 6 to 10 pages due every Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. Aside from the workbook assignments, we also have quizzes every Tuesday and Thursday. They are pretty short, but they sort of keep us on task, I think. And we also have to write journals, I think, once every 3 weeks. And they're quite long, actually. They're longer than you would think. We write about 2 to 3 pages, which might seem short, but when you think about the fact that Korean characters take up so much less space than a regular English character, I would say that it's probably about 5 to 6 pages double-spaced. And we're also writing in Korean double-spaced. So now I want to talk about the online resources. When I was learning Korean first, I did try to learn Hangul online just from like a YouTube video. I honestly don't remember what it was, and I'm sure there are better YouTube videos now. I learned Hangul in like 2013, 2014, so there's probably better videos for you guys to use, but I would recommend using any sort of source. It's really, really simple, and I think most people teach it pretty well. Obviously, apps are a really good way, something that you can download onto your phone and sort of have with you all the time, and allows you to practice Korean or whatever language you're learning in your downtime is really, really great. So I'm sure most of you guys have heard of Duolingo. However, I'm pretty sure, to my knowledge, that Duolingo does not have Korean, at least until the last time I checked, it did not have Korean. However, I did hear that they were trying to start Korean, so I don't know, double check on that, I guess. But some other things that I have had experience with, I use this online platform called Live Mocha, which some of you guys might know something similar called HelloTalk. HelloTalk is an app, so it is a little more convenient. Live Mocha I used back in 2014, I think, as well. And it was only on the computer, but it was really cool because you could get lessons and then also talk to a native speaker and exchange sort of tutoring and being the tutoree or tutee. I'm not sure what the word for that is, but I've heard that it closed down recently, but they do have some of the community from Live Mocha. They did make their own new website called Bilingua. I will put the link down in the description box if you guys are interested. The interface looks so much better than what Live Mocha looked like, and I think they also have an iPhone app, so I think that makes it super convenient. I haven't used it, so I can't recommend that it'll be really great, but knowing that it comes from people who had used Live Mocha, I think it should be pretty good. And the last thing I want to talk about is sort of a way for you guys to attend classes if you don't have Korean taught at your high school or your university, or just, you know, like Korean classes around you. So I have a friend at Princeton who has an incredibly powerful startup, which I got to experience for about 3 months. It was piloted at Princeton, obviously, because he's a Princeton student, and also at Yale. So it gives that security that professors who have taught Korean at these world-renowned institutions have given their advice on how to make this platform as successful as it can be in teaching people Korean. So the startup is called SAY, which stands for Seniors and Youth. because it provides jobs to retired professionals, and this connection to an actual tutor allows you speaking practice, which is super critical when you're trying to learn a language. And it's something that a lot of applications just can't offer you. So just to give you guys a little bit of an idea on how Say works, you get to browse through the courses and choose something that fits your comfort level in Korean. You also get to schedule your lesson for the time that's most convenient for you and a topic that interests you. Then you can download the lesson and go through it with your tutor over a video chat application that's actually embedded in the Say platform. And this allows them to monitor how the lessons are going and see what is and isn't working. So yeah, I used Say for 3 months. I did 10 lessons. If it seems like I'm really pushing this resource, it's because I've actually had a significant experience with it, and I think it's going to be super useful for those of you who are motivated. And I want to emphasize this, motivated and determined to learn Korean, but don't have a resource like a university or something that teaches you Korean. I think it can be really hard to motivate yourself through an application or just online, documents to tell yourself, hey, I'm going to set aside a certain amount of time every week to learn Korean. So I think sometimes having a set schedule with someone else who will sort of motivate you to set aside a time every single week can be really helpful in making sure that you do improve your Korean. So I took my lessons with a younger bilingual, actually trilingual, she spoke English, Korean, and Chinese, tutor. And most of you guys are probably going to be starting that way if you're beginners in Korean. And as you sort of improve your fluency in Korean and move on to the higher levels, then you get to start having your lessons with the native Korean teachers. So I did say that the mission of Say was to provide jobs to retired professionals. So obviously this means that you do have to pay for these lessons, and that's why I really emphasized being motivated and determined to learn Korean. Because I think if you are paying for lessons, you should definitely be getting your money's worth out of it. I hope you guys will look through all of these resources, and I'm going to provide some videos and possibly some sample lessons in the description box so that you guys can see whether or not you think these lessons will suit your style. But I think that these will definitely suit anybody's preferences. They have many levels, they have many topics, and you are able to choose whatever level or topic you are most comfortable with. So really, it depends on whether or not you have the motivation to go through this. Thankfully, I was able to get some discount codes because I wanted to tell you guys about Say. So Say provided me with 2 discount codes based on how you want to buy your lessons. If you wanted to buy a package deal, 10 lessons the way that I did, then you can get a discount code here. Or if you just want to try out 1 lesson, then you can get a discount code for 1 lesson here. So I hope all of this information was helpful to you guys if you are thinking about trying to improve your Korean and you are determined in doing so. I'm really excited that I was able to start my how-to series. I think I've been thinking about this for like 2 months now. So it's good that I'm finally starting it, because sometimes just starting things is the hardest part. So look forward to more how-to videos. Hopefully I can get them out soon, but I hope you guys are going to look forward to that. And also look forward to EXO's Olympic performance on Sunday. I will be recording my reaction. I'm not sure if this video will be uploaded before that or not, but if yes, then definitely look forward to that. And I will see you guys sometime soon. Bye guys!